Al Schwartz, Judith McKilwee, Sharon Schaffelt, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, Jacqueline Toner, and Lori Saldana. Thank you so much. You'll have 7 minutes. Please proceed.
Good afternoon, council members. Thank you very much for your attention to this very important issue. I want to thank every office for meeting with me, either personally or with your staff. I really appreciate that I was able to talk to someone at every office. And I also want to really thank the city clerk's office for handling the deluge of information that under such tight time frames. I appreciate their help. I'm very proud to say that there's 121 opposition comments in the record beginning in March on this matter. These are by disinterested members of the public. And all the pro comments are by people who are financially interested in this in one way or the other, with the possible exception of one. So I hope you'll consider that when you're looking at this question. As you know, San Diego is a pioneer in this area. It's completely made law that does not exist really anywhere else. We have the best and the least ad-blighted city of the 10 top biggest cities in the United States. And that was in the Metro Media case that established this, and the heritage that we have that our city attorney talked about today. So it's so important that this be preserved. It's absolutely vital. But it also makes us a target. And that's my next slide. We are a target. We are a market that they are dying to get into, because there's 10 biggest cities in the United States, and we're not like any of the other ones. And I just can't believe that for probably about $600,000 a year, you're gonna squander that. So that's what we're here to try to persuade you not to do. Somehow, miraculously, this suddenly transformed from 50 screens to 75 screens at the Planning Commission meeting. This is emblematic of all the non-transparent way this thing has been handled, and I'm very disappointed. You, as the council, have to exercise your own independent judgment in this situation and not be given a snow job. And this is Exhibit 1 of the snow job. In 2013, as many of you know, there was a similar proposal. It was more drastic, but it did include kiosks to put all these kinds of wraps downtown. And our now mayor, Todd Gloria, was on the committee that rejected that proposal. He has personally told me, it's been years ago now, but when he was in the state legislature, that when outdoor advertisers came knocking on his door, he told them, go away. We have Scenic San Diego. So I don't know what happened. His aide told me he wanted to do a favor for the downtown partnership. That was my meeting with Stephen Hill. I said, why has he changed his mind? That was the only thing he said. So we're not going to change 40 years of law to do a favor, I hope. You know about the port battle. The port looked at this for a year. People keep talking about surveillance technology. We know this isn't surveillance technology because it's not being done by the city, it's being done by Ike. There is nothing in any agreement that says that Ike is not collecting data. It says not identifiable data. What does that even mean? Their spokesperson just now said they're not collecting user data. What does that mean? What they were collecting at the port and what was revealed before they realized how politically unpalatable it was is independent radio signatures of everybody's cell phones. It doesn't mean they have to know whose phone it is, and they've said verbally that they don't do push advertising. That's nowhere in the marketing agreement. You're not protected at all. So I'm urging you to take a serious look at this. If you can't decide today, don't decide today. But don't rubber stamp something that it's already been revealed in numerous articles that these things are just like your own phone spies on you. Well, these things can spy on people too, but it's not surveillance technology that I appreciate Council Member and President Pro Tem Montgomery Stepp really delving into at the March meeting. But that is apples and oranges. That's what the city does. That's not what a private corporation does. So that's why you still have to worry about this, no matter what anybody says. The next slide As I said, we have all these opposition comments for the simple reason that it's visual clutter and it's traffic safety. It promotes overconsumption and is contrary to climate change. With the next slide, I just have touched on this with some of the people I've met with. It is such a regressive industry. Let's face it. Who likes to see a bunch of ads? Nobody. There's nobody running out asking to see ads when they walk down our sidewalks. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking to see our scenery, our port, our ocean. That's what they're asking to see. And the idea all over the world now is that this is something to be cut back, not expanded. So for the most progressive city council in my lifetime to endorse this, it's stunning, and I don't understand the explanation. It can't be $600,000 a year. My next slide is about the traffic safety and the things that the Sierra Club has mentioned about CEQA. I hope you'll really take a serious look at that, because the idea that these things are going to promote safety because they are going to add lighting to our streets when there's hundreds of scientific reports showing that any of these flashing signs interfere with safety, affect the environment in all these different ways is kind of laughable, I have to say. I hate to be cynical, but it's hard. The next slide is about the claimed public benefits. Your chairman of your planning commission has said it the most clearly of any public official to date. There is nothing in these devices that you can't get on a cell phone. And anything to the contrary, it's the emperor's new clothes. It's convincing everybody that something's got clothes on when in fact it's naked. You know, there is nothing but advertising here. That is what it's about. And the idea that there's some giant benefit that we don't have in our cell phones, you got to look through that argument and quit talking about wayfinding. It's advertising. I'm down to my last minutes. I urge you to vote no on this or to table it, because you do not have the accurate information, and I'm disappointed the city attorney has not told you what is the risk to our ordinance. That's not in the memo.
Your time has concluded. Thank you very much.